Yellow River, Christie. Imagine the triumphant return of a soldier, filled with joy and hope after a long time away. This catchy, carefree anthem surged straight to the top of the UK charts, reaching the #1 spot and touching the hearts of listeners across the globe. A river of rhythm that never stopped flowing. It swept away all in its path, cementing its place as a timeless classic. Vehicle, The Ides of March. The Ides of March took us on a turbocharged ride, fueled by a brass-heavy rock blast. Vehicle zoomed to the #2 spot on the Billboard charts, with its dynamic energy and bold swagger leaving listeners in awe. Though it was the band's only hit, its roaring success became a legendary moment in the early 70s rock scene. Spirit in the Sky, Norman Greenbaum. Norman Greenbaum's guitar-soaked spiritual journey soared to the heavens. A fusion of gospel and rock, Spirit in the Sky captivated millions and earned a spot at #3 on the Billboard charts. Its infectious chorus became an anthem of both hope and transcendence, echoing through generations. You got women on your mind. In the summertime, Mungo Jerry. In the warmth of summer, Mungo Jerry invited us all to embrace the freedom of the season with In the Summertime. The song's carefree skiffle rhythm and easygoing vibe landed it at #3 on the Billboard charts, making it the ultimate soundtrack for sunshine and good times.
Ooh, child, things will get brighter.
Oh Child, The 5 Stair Steps. A message of hope in troubled times. Oh Child remains one of the most iconic songs of the 1970s. With its gentle harmonies and uplifting lyrics, it reached #8 on the Billboard charts, soothing hearts and offering a promise of better days ahead. Its enduring message still resonates deeply, touching anyone who's ever faced a challenge. Montego Bay, Bobby Bloom. Bobby Bloom whisked listeners away to a sunny paradise with the steel, drum-driven joy of Montego Bay. A perfect escape, the song reached #8 on the Billboard charts, filling the airwaves with a vacation vibe. Its breezy charm made it a quintessential feel-good hit, offering a taste of tropical bliss.
Baby, it's all right now.
All Right Now, Free. Bursting with raw energy and unrestrained swagger, All Right Now made a massive impact when it hit the charts, peaking at #4. Free's powerful blend of blues, rock, and roll left an indelible mark on listeners, creating an anthem for freedom and liberation. Though they never topped the charts again, this anthem of defiance lived on.
Ride, Captain, ride, upon your mystery.
Ride, Captain, Ride. Blues Image. Blues Image invited listeners to embark on a psychedelic journey with Ride, Captain, Ride. The song, full of cosmic imagery and hypnotic melodies, hit #4 on the Billboard charts, captivating the minds of those who sought to be swept away by its deep grooves and colorful soundscapes.
Just a little bit tighter now, baby.
Tighter, Tighter, Alive, Kicking. A tender embrace of harmony, Tighter, Tighter by Alive. Kicking held us close during one unforgettable summer, reaching #7 on the Billboard charts. The band's lush vocals and tight instrumentation created a sweet, soulful experience that became a beloved moment in pop history. House of the Rising Sun, Frigid Pink. Frigid Pink took the traditional folk classic House of the Rising Sun and injected it with hard rock energy, creating a powerful reimagining that surged to #7 on the charts. Their gritty rendition brought new life to the haunting tale of loss and regret, making it one of the most unforgettable rock covers of the era.
Hitchin' a ride, hitchin' a ride.
Hitchin' a Ride, Vanity Fair. The open road and the thrill of adventure come to life in Hitchin' a Ride, which peaked at #5. Vanity Fair's infectious melody and carefree lyrics made it the perfect road trip anthem, capturing the spirit of freedom and the joy of the journey with every note. Love Grows, Where My Rosemary Goes. Edison Lighthouse. The sweetness of love bloomed with Edison Lighthouse's Love Grows, Where My Rosemary Goes, a tender pop gem that reached #5 on the charts. With its breezy melody and infectious optimism, the song embodied the joy of young love and the simple pleasure of being with someone who makes life brighter.
Indiana wants me, but I can't go back there.
Indiana Wants Me, R. Dean Taylor. A Tale of Longing and Escape reached number 5 on the Billboard charts. With its cinematic flair and deep emotion, the song captured the heart of the listener, telling the story of a man on the run, pleading to be with his love despite the obstacles in his way.
Ma belle amie, we're a child.
Ma Belle Amie, T-Set. A swirl of French and Dutch influences, Ma Belle Amie by T-Set reached number 5 on the charts with its charming melody and delightful vocals. The song's whimsical spirit and playful tone brought a touch of European romance to the airwaves. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 Years of Love, The Presidents. A nostalgic journey through time, Years of Love by The Presidents reached number 11. The song's soul-filled sound and doo-wop undertones took listeners back to the innocence of youth and the timeless nature of love's deep promises.
Why I sing, gimme that ding.
Gimme Dat Ding, The Pipkins. Whimsical and fun, Gimme Dat Ding by The Pipkins was a quirky novelty song that managed to capture the hearts of listeners, reaching number 6 on the charts. Its infectious rhythm and lighthearted lyrics were a delightful burst of joy, bringing smiles to all who heard it.
Reflections of my life.
Reflections of My Life, Marmalade. The Scottish band Marmalade delivered an emotional reflection on life with their song, Reflections of My Life, which peaked at number 10. With its rich harmonies and deep sense of nostalgia, it painted a picture of change, growth, and the bittersweet beauty of life's journey. For the Love of Him, Bobby Martin. Bobby Martin's heartfelt ballad, For the Love of Him, captured the tender emotions of devotion, peaking at number 10 on the Billboard charts. Its gentle tones and deeply personal lyrics made it a song for those who have loved with all their heart, offering a comforting embrace with every note. The Rapper, The Jagger. Funky and cool, The Rapper by the Jaggers captured attention with its catchy hook and smooth flow, peaking at number 2. Though the band never found the same success again, this hit remains a staple of funky rock, blending hip charm with a smooth swagger. Something old, something new, The Fantastic. With a mix of nostalgic vibes and fresh sounds, Something Old, Something New by The Fantastics reached number 27. The silky blend of Motown-style soul and modern touches made it a unique entry in the world of pop, offering a warm and smooth listening experience. Neanderthal Man, Hot Legs. Hot Legs, Neanderthal Man reached number 2 in the UK and climbed into the top 40 in the US with its playful and eccentric sound. Its primal beats and quirky lyrics made it an unforgettable one-hit wonder, combining the odd and the infectious into something uniquely memorable.
Hey, lay a little lovin' on me. Lay a little lovin' on me.
Lay a Little Lovin' on Me, Robin McNamara. A breezy, feel-good tune, Lay a Little Lovin' on Me by Robin McNamara reached number 11 on the charts. The upbeat pop charm and early 70s optimism made it a sweet, sun-soaked song that still evokes the lighthearted joy of a carefree summer. Mississippi Queen, Mountain. Mississippi Queen by Mountain charged into the rock scene with its explosive guitar riffs and heavy sound, reaching number 21 on the charts. A hard-hitting Southern rock anthem, it remains one of the most iconic one-hit wonders, with its electrifying energy and unforgettable riff still making waves today.
One, Signs, 5-man electrical band. The band had a few minor hits, but Signs was their only major chart success. A protest song against social discrimination, it criticizes restrictive rules and the hypocrisy of authority figures. The band continued releasing music, but lead singer Les Emerson later pursued a solo career without matching Signs' success. 2. Bang a Gong, Get It On, T-Rex. Rex was a huge success in the UK, but had only one major hit in the US. A glam rock anthem about sensuality, fame, and rock and roll excess, it remains a classic. Mark Bolan, the band's frontman, died in a car accident in 1977, but T-Rex's music continued to influence glam and alternative rock. 3. One Fine Morning, Lighthouse. Though successful in Canada, Lighthouse never sustained popularity in the US. A hopeful, upbeat song about moving forward and embracing a better future. It became their only major American hit. The band continued performing in Canada, but never broke through internationally again. 4. Treat Her Like a Lady, Cornelius Brothers and Sister Rose. Despite a few other songs that charted, this was their biggest success. A song about treating women with respect and kindness in relationships. It resonated with audiences. The group disbanded in the mid-1970s, with Eddie Cornelius later becoming a gospel musician.
My friend, I just ain't what they do to.
Smiling faces show no traces.
5. Smiling Faces Sometimes, The Undisputed Truth. Despite being signed to Motown, they never had another mainstream hit. A cautionary tale about deception, lies, and hidden intentions, the song remains a cult favorite. Some members moved on to join other Motown acts, but the group itself faded.
Toast and marmalade for tea, sailing.
6. Toast and Marmalade for Tea, Tin Tin. Despite support from the Bee Gees, they never had another big hit. A dreamy, psychedelic love song with abstract imagery. It captured a fleeting moment of success. Tin Tin disappeared from the music scene soon after.
You more lovely than the day.
We wear it, freaks and Harris, dykes and Ferris.
7. I'd Love to Change the World, 10 years after. Though successful in the blues rock scene, this was their only mainstream hit. A song reflecting the frustrations of the early 1970s, tackling war, poverty, and inequality. It struck a chord with listeners. Lead singer Alvin Lee left for a solo career, and the band never matched this song's success. 8. Mr. Big Stuff, Jean Knight. Despite her talent, she was unable to replicate the song's success. A playful yet strong statement about rejecting arrogant men. It became an empowering anthem. Jean Knight continued performing, but never reached the charts again.
You made him cry. Many poor girls cry.
Baby, it's you on my mind. Your love is so.
9. Precious and Few, Climax. The band had a soft rock sound that didn't last in the evolving music landscape. A sentimental love song about cherishing fleeting romantic moments. It became a wedding favorite. The band disbanded, and lead singer Sonny Geraci later tried another group, but without much success.
I can't hold you in my arms.
10. Chick-A Boom, Daddy Dewdrop. A novelty song that became a fluke hit, but impossible to follow up. A whimsical, surreal song about a dream girl. It stood out for its bizarre charm. Daddy Dewdrop, Richard Monda moved on to songwriting and production.
Love means you never have to say.
11. Love Means You Never Have to Say You're Sorry. Sounds of Sunshine. The group lacked staying power in the industry. Inspired by the famous Love Story 1970 movie line, the song delivers a heartfelt message about unconditional love. The band faded into obscurity after their brief moment in the spotlight.
Kiss me. What's Boston Bay, and it serves 100 ships a day.
12. Brandy, You're a Fine Girl, Looking Glass. Despite their talent, their later songs didn't gain traction. A melancholic story about a sailor choosing the sea over love. It remains a classic. Lead singer Elliot Lurie later worked in music production.
She works, laying whiskey down the zip line. Sweet city woman.
They were successful in Canada, but couldn't sustain U.S. popularity. A feel-good folk rock love song with a banjo-driven melody. It became their defining hit. The Stampeders continued performing in Canada, but never hit big internationally again.
I can see your face, I can hear your voice, I can almost touch you.
14. Resurrection Shuffle, Ashton Gardner and Dyke. Their blues rock sound was overshadowed by changing music trends. A high-energy song about dancing and celebrating life. It had a brief but memorable impact. The band disbanded, and some members joined other music projects.
Pulled out of San Pedro late one night, the moon and the stars was shining bright. We was driving up.
15. Hot Rod Lincoln, Commander Cody and his Lost Planet Airmen. Their mix of rock, country, and boogie did maintain mainstream appeal. A fast-paced, storytelling song about a wild car race. It became a favorite among car enthusiasts. The band had a cult following, but never charted another major hit.
If an eye, a Cadillac sedan passed us by, said, boys, it's a mark for me. By then,
1. Looking Glass, Brandy, You're a Fine Girl. In the summer of 1972, one song set sail on the airwaves, capturing hearts with its tale of love and longing. Brandy, You're a Fine Girl became an instant classic, soaring to number 1 on the Billboard charts. But while Brandy remained timeless, the band struggled to follow up on its success. Lead singer Elliot Lurie eventually left the music scene to work behind the scenes in the film industry. Still, Brandy's story lives on, playing in bars, movies, and radios across generations.
'Cause precious of you are the moments we took.
2. Climax, Precious and Few. Soft, romantic, and heartfelt. Precious and Few was the ultimate love song of 1972, reaching number 3 on the charts. For Climax, it was a moment of magic, a song that captured emotion like lightning in a bottle. But as time passed, the band's other singles failed to find the same magic. Climax eventually faded, and lead singer Sonny Geraci attempted a comeback years later. While the group may be gone, their song remains a nostalgic anthem for those who remember young love.
Oh, it's so nice to be with you. I love all.
3. Gallery, Nice to Be With You. Some songs just feel like a sunny afternoon, and Nice to Be With You is one of them. With its upbeat melody and heartfelt lyrics, Gallery's hit reached number 4 in 1972. But despite their initial success, the band found it hard to recreate the magic. By 1974, Gallery disbanded, leaving behind a song that still plays at weddings, reunions, and throwback playlists.
took a corner, sideswiped the truck, crossed my fingers just for luck. My fenders was...
For Commander Cody and his Lost Planet Airmen, Hot Rod Lincoln, a story told at full throttle, Hot Rod Lincoln was a song that revved its way into the top 10, peaking at number 9. This rockabilly tale of speed and rebellion made Commander Cody and his Lost Planet Airmen famous, but only for a moment. Their unique blend of country, rock, and blues was appreciated by die-hard fans, but mainstream success eluded them. The band remained a cult favorite, but their moment in the radio spotlight was brief. 5. Joe Tex, I Gotcha. Few songs in 1972 had the energy and attitude of I Gotcha. Joe Tex delivered a funky, fast-paced hit that made it to number 2 on the charts. While he was already a respected R&B artist, this was his only major crossover into pop stardom. Though he continued making music, he never reached these heights again. By the early 80s, Joe Tex stepped away from the industry, leaving behind a track that still packs a punch decades later. 6. Hot Butter, Popcorn. An electronic melody so catchy, it was impossible to ignore. Popcorn was a futuristic sound ahead of its time, peaking at number 9 on the Billboard charts. Hot Butter gave listeners a glimpse into the digital future of music, but their moment in the spotlight was short-lived. Though they released more instrumentals, none matched the quirky magic of Popcorn, a song that still finds its way into commercials, remixes, and retro gaming playlists. 7. Shaka Chaz, Jungle Fever. Exotic, funky, and full of energy, Jungle Fever was an unforgettable track that took listeners on a rhythmic journey. With its sensual vocalizations and hypnotic beats, it climbed to number 8 on the charts. But for Shaka Chaz, it was a fleeting moment of fame. The Belgian group disappeared soon after. Yet their song remains an underground favorite, sampled in hip-hop and dance music decades later.
To be his running mate, you just call on me, brother.
8. The Delegates, Convention 72. Comedy and politics collided in Convention 72, a satirical hit that became a surprise success, reaching number 8 on the charts. But like any political joke, its relevance faded quickly. The Delegates disappeared from the music scene almost as fast as they arrived, leaving behind a novelty hit that perfectly captured its time.
Cavemen. Cave women.
9. The Jimmy Castor Bunch, Troglodyte Caveman. With a deep voice and a funky beat, Troglodyte Caveman had listeners chanting along in 1972. This groovy anthem climbed to number 6, giving the Jimmy Castor Bunch a moment of fame. While Jimmy Castor continued to innovate and influence early hip-hop, he never had another chart-topping hit. Yet Troglodyte remains a funky time capsule of an era where music had no limits.
Praise for the morning.
10. Cat Stevens, Morning is Broken. Gentle, poetic, and uplifting. Morning is Broken was a different kind of hit. Peaking at number 6, it showcased Cat Stevens' ability to turn a hymn into a mainstream success. Though Stevens had many hits, this was one of his few crossover moments into pop radio. Years later, he stepped away from the music industry entirely, only to return decades later. Today, his legacy continues, with Morning Has Broken remaining one of his most beloved songs. 11. King Harvest, Dancing in the Moonlight. It's a song that feels like a warm summer night. Dancing in the Moonlight reached number 13, giving King Harvest their one and only brush with stardom. Though the band faded, their song did not. It has become a timeless classic, covered by multiple artists and played in countless movies and TV shows.
Whispering I love you.
12. The Congregation, Softly Whispering I Love You. Dramatic, grand, and filled with emotion, Softly Whispering I Love You peaked at number 29. While the Congregation delivered a powerful choral pop performance, they never found another hit. Their song remains a hidden gem, a glimpse into a time when orchestral pop music still had a place on the charts. 13. T-Rex, Bang a Gong, Get It On. Glam rock exploded in 1972, and Bang a Gong, Get It On led the charge. Peaking at number 10, it was T-Rex's only major hit in the U.S. While they dominated the UK, America never fully embraced their sound. Tragically, lead singer Mark Bolan passed away in 1977, leaving behind a legacy of what could have been. 14. Bobby Vinton, Seal with a Kiss. A timeless ballad, Seal with a Kiss reached number 19, reviving a song that had first been a hit a decade earlier. Bobby Vinton had seen earlier success in the 60s, but this would be his last big moment on the charts. Even so, his romantic style continues to be celebrated by oldies lovers everywhere. 15. Yes, America, a progressive rock masterpiece. America peaked at number 46, a modest chart position, but an important moment for the band, yes. While their mainstream hits were few, their influence in rock music was undeniable. Decades later, Yes remains a legendary name in prog rock, proving that impact isn't always measured in chart positions.
I made a playground in my mind where the children.
1. Clint Holmes, Playground in My Mind. A whimsical, almost nursery rhyme-like tune that captured the innocence of childhood, complete with a little boy singing about Michael and Lisa. It was sweet, simple, and totally unforgettable.
That's the night that the lights went out in Georgia.
2. Vicki Lawrence, The Night the Lights Went Out in Georgia. A Southern Gothic murder ballad sung by the Carol Burnett Show star, this song combined mystery, betrayal, and justice with an eerie twist. It hit number 1, and then lightning never struck again for Vicki musically. 3. Eric Weisberg and Steve Mandel, Dueling Banjos. This iconic bluegrass showdown from Deliverance stunned listeners with its fast-picking brilliance. It sparked a banjo craze, but these two pickers never returned to the charts.
Why can't we live together? Tell me why.
For Timmy Thomas, Why Can't We Live Together? A stripped-down, raw soul track recorded with just an organ and drum machine. Its anti-war message and emotional simplicity helped it soar to number 3, then Thomas quietly slipped into musical obscurity. 5. B.W. Stevenson, My Maria. A spirited fusion of country and pop with a yodel-like twist, My Maria would later be covered by Brooks and Dunn, but Stevenson's version was the only hit of his own. 6. Bloodstone, Natural High. With silky harmonies and romantic vulnerability, this soul ballad offered a feel-good, heartwarming vibe that's still beloved, but their chart success didn't last beyond this gem.
Oh, babe, what would you say?
7. Hurricane Smith, Oh Babe, What Would You Say? A charming throwback to 1920s style pop, complete with warbled vocals and sax solos. It was delightfully out of place in the 70s, and somehow, that made it unforgettable.
It's the last song I'll ever.
8. Edward Bear, The Last Song. Canadian soft rock at its most tender. This breakup anthem delivered raw emotion, wrapped in mellow acoustic melodies, one final musical message from a fading love. 9. Deodato, also Sprach Zarathustra, 2001. A jazz-funk reimagining of Richard Strauss's epic classical piece, famously used in 2001, A Space Odyssey. This unlikely hit gave Deodato a funky brush with fame.
Dead skunk in the middle of the road, dead skunk.
10. Loudon Wainwright 3, Dead Skunk. A novelty folk tune about a roadkill skunk that somehow reached the top 20. Wainwright never took himself too seriously, and listeners didn't either.
Back when my hair was short, I was a white soft sport.
11. Gun Hill Road, Back When My Hair Was Short. A quirky, nostalgic tune poking fun at aging and changing styles. Despite the band's college rock roots, this mellow piano-driven track was their only time in the spotlight.
I think it's about time for me to get real serious about you.
12. Brighter Side of Darkness, Love Jones. Teenage soul at its finest. With mature themes and smooth vocal delivery, this track felt like grown-up R&B made by a group of high schoolers.
I'll give you a daisy a day.
13. Judd Strunk, Daisy a Day. A gentle, touching folk country ballad about undying love and lifelong devotion. It was tender and sincere, and his only trip to the pop charts.
Let her cry.
14. Skylark, Wildflower. A hauntingly beautiful love song that became a slow dance staple, delivered with soulful sincerity. Future members would go on to other bands, but Skylark's moment came and went with this hit.
When was the last time you saw Superfly?
It was the 3rd of September.
15. John and Ernest, Superfly Meets Shaft. A novelty record made entirely from dialogue clips of soul and funk hits. It's weird, it's wild, and it's wonderfully 70s. The duo disappeared as quickly as they arrived.
Dancing in the moonlight, everybody's free.
16. King Harvest, Dancing in the Moonlight. Feel good, groovy, and absolutely timeless, this track is all about love, light, and late-night joy. It's played everywhere today, but the band never replicated its magic. 17. Stories, Brother Louie. A powerful rock track that tackled interracial love and societal judgment head-on, set to a killer groove. It shocked and educated, and then vanished from the charts. 18. New York City, I'm Doing Fine Now. A soulful breakup anthem that turned heartache into resilience, with horns and harmonies straight out of a Smokey Robinson playbook. One and done, but oh so smooth. 19. First choice, Armed and Extremely Dangerous. Early disco energy with a warning, love can be deadly. Funky beats, diva vocals, and a dramatic title made this a dance floor hit they never matched again. 20. Foster Silver's Misdemeanor. Teen funk with charm and swagger, delivered by a 12-year-old from the famous Silvers family. It was catchy, clever, and completely of its time.
I've been in the right place, but it must have been the wrong time.
21. Dr. John, Right Place, Wrong Time. A New Orleans voodoo funk wizard lands one psychedelic hit and disappears from the pop charts, but this groove never left the culture. With a swampy beat and sly, surreal lyrics, the song oozed cool from every note. Though he vanished from top 40 radio, Dr. John became a cult icon, sampled and celebrated by generations of artists. 22. Focus. A Dutch prog rock band stormed US radio with a wild instrumental packed with guitar solos, yodeling, and chaos, then vanished just as fast. It was part circus, part metal, part genius, and unlike anything on the charts. Focus never returned to the spotlight, but became a rock oddity that still blows minds today.
Boy, we had fun, we had seasons in the sun, but the hills that
1. Terry Jacks, Seasons in Sun. This sentimental farewell ballad topped the Billboard Hot 100 in early 1974 and became a global hit. Despite its massive success, Terry Jacks struggled to follow up with another U.S. hit. He returned to Canada and focused more on environmental activism and occasional music projects, never replicating his U.S. chart success. Two, MFSB feat. The 3 Degrees, TSOP, The Sound of Philadelphia. This instrumental disco anthem reached #1 and became the theme for the TV show Soul Train. Though the 3 Degrees had other hits, MFSB, the studio band behind the Philly soul sound, never had another U.S. Top 40 entry under their own name. They continued working behind the scenes for other artists.
When the town of Chicago died.
3. Paper Lace, The Night Chicago Died. This fictional gangster-themed song hit #1 in the U.S., but was actually their only hit stateside. Despite success in the UK with other songs, Paper Lace couldn't sustain their American momentum and faded from the U.S. chart soon after.
whoa, rock on, and where do we go?
4. David Essex, Rock On. This haunting glam rock tune peaked at #5 in the U.S. and remains Essex's only major hit there. In the UK, he had a longer career with multiple charting singles and acting roles. His U.S. success was never repeated despite critical acclaim.
Everybody was kung fu fighting. Those kids were
5. Carl Douglas, Kung Fu Fighting. This disco novelty song about martial arts culture was a surprise #1 hit. Though catchy and fun, Douglas was unable to move past the novelty status. Later songs failed to chart significantly, and he remains tied to this one international hit.
And I can assure you this, I can help. I got 2 strong arms.
6. Billy Swan, I Can Help. A country pop crossover that hit #1 in the U.S. and abroad. Although Swan was a respected session musician and songwriter, his solo career never produced another top 40 hit. He went on to work with Chris Christopherson and Others.
Beach baby, give me your hand, give me something that I can
7. The First Class, Beach Baby, a nostalgic homage to 1960s beach pop. Beach Baby reached number 4. It was a studio project led by John Carter. The group never toured seriously or released another hit, and Carter shifted focus back to songwriting and production. 8. Reunion, Life is a Rock, but the Radio Rolled Me. A rapid-fire tribute to pop culture that reached number 8. It was a novelty song created by studio musicians. Because the group wasn't a real touring band and follow-ups were non-existent, they vanished after this lone hit.
Just be thankful for what you
9. William DeVaughn, Be Thankful for What You Got. This smooth, soulful track peaked at number 4 and became an anthem of gratitude and self-worth. Though critically appreciated, DeVaughn's attempt to replicate the song's success failed, and he withdrew from the music scene to work a regular job.
Hang in there, baby. Don't be
10. Johnny Bristol, Hang On in There, Baby. A former Motown producer, Bristol stepped into the spotlight with this sultry hit, peaking at number 8. While respected behind the scenes, his solo career didn't yield further top 40 hits in the U.S., though he found more success in Europe.
Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name.
11. Sister Janet Mead, The Lord's Prayer. This unexpected hit was a rock version of the Christian prayer that climbed to number 4. An Australian nun, Mead found fame conflicting with her religious calling and stepped away from the spotlight after her hit faded.
With men and money to help, the Americans did. They have helped control floods on the Nile, the Amazon.
12. Byron McGregor, Americans. A spoken word patriotic piece that resonated during the post-Vietnam era. It reached number 4. McGregor was a Canadian news anchor, and this track's success was more cultural than musical. He returned to broadcasting and didn't pursue a music career. 13. Mike Oldfield, Tubular Bells. Known as a theme from The Exorcist, this eerie instrumental hit number 7. Oldfield went on to have a long and influential career in progressive music, especially in the UK, but he never returned to the US top 40 charts.
Our time has just begun.
14. Cliff DeYoung, My Sweet Lady. Originally a John Denver song, DeYoung's cover peaked at number 17. Better known as an actor, he returned to film and TV after this hit, making no further impact on the music charts. 15. A Spectrum, Don't Send Nobody Else. This soul-funk track charted modestly, but didn't crack the top 40. It was their only song to chart all, and the group faded into obscurity after its brief moment of attention. 16. Ecstasy, Passion and Pain. Good Things Don't Last Forever. Reaching number 20, this disco soul single was their only top 40 hit. The group had several club hits, but couldn't translate them into broader pop success. They disbanded by the late 1970s. 17. The Joneses, Sugar Pie Guy. This funky soul number peaked at number 15, but was the group's only significant chart success. Despite their rich vocal harmonies, they couldn't break through further into mainstream success.
Tell me a lie. Say I look familiar.
18. Sammy Joe, Tell Me a Lie. This country-tinged pop song reached number 21. Though she had a pleasant voice and modest acclaim, follow-up singles failed to chart, and she gradually left the music business.
So woman to woman, I don't think it's being any more than fair than to call you.
19. Shirley Brown, Woman to Woman. A fiery soul ballad that hit number 22, this was her lone top 40 appearance. Despite a strong voice and a strong debut, she couldn't find another hit and mostly continued recording on independent labels.
Stop doctor's order, say maison.
1. Carol Douglas, Doctor's Orders. This is a fun disco song that made people want to dance. It helped make disco music very popular. Fun fact, the song was first recorded by another singer in the UK before Carol Douglas made it famous in the US. 2. Discotheques and the Sexolettes, Get Dancin'. A lively disco song with a catchy chant that was very popular in dance clubs. Fun fact, the group was led by Monty Rock 3, who was known for his fun and flashy style. 3. Polly Brown, Up in a Puff of Smoke. A soft and smooth song that mixes disco and pop sounds. It was easy to listen to on the radio. Fun fact, Polly Brown was also in a band called Pickety Witch but never had another big hit alone. 4. Shirley and Company, Shame, Shame, Shame. One of the first big disco songs that many people loved to dance to. Fun fact, the song's producer later helped start a famous hip-hop record company.
Sad, sweet dreamer, it's just
5. Sweet Sensation, Sad Sweet Dreamer. A slow and sweet song with nice harmonies and feelings. Fun fact, Sweet Sensation was a band from the UK and only had this one big hit in the US.
You're hiding something sweet, please give it to.
6. Phoebe Snow, Poetry Man. A soft and jazzy song where Phoebe Snow sings a story about love. Fun fact, Phoebe Snow wrote this song about a complicated love she had.
she was laying there, moonlight dancing off her hair.
7. Sammy Johns, Chevy Van. A country rock song telling a story about a fun road trip and romance. Fun fact, the song took almost 3 years to become popular after it was first released.
There never seems to be quite enough.
8. Ozark Mountain Daredevils, Jackie Blue. A calm rock song with a catchy chorus, popular during the summer of 1975. Fun fact, the band was named after the Ozark Mountains, but the members were not from there.
I love shaving cream, be nice and clean.
9. Benny Bell, Shaving Cream. A funny and silly song with clever words that people enjoyed. Fun fact, this song was originally made in the 1940s and became popular again in the 1970s.
Come on, he's on down the road.
10. Consumer Rapport, Ease on Down the Road. A fun and upbeat disco version of a song from the musical The Wiz. Fun fact, Consumer Rapport was a studio group made only for this song.
How long has this been going on?
11. Ace, How Long? A soft rock song about feeling hurt after a lover is unfaithful. Fun fact, the lead singer Paul Carrack later became famous with other bands. 12. Major Harris, Love Won't Let Me Wait. A slow and romantic soul song showing Major Harris's smooth voice. Fun fact, he used to be a member of a famous soul group called the Delphonics.
Shines through your face.
13. Jesse Coulter, I'm Not Lisa. A country song about heartache and not being able to replace someone else. Fun fact, Jesse Coulter was married to the country star Waylon Jennings.
Oh, it's magic, you know.
14. Pilot, Magic. A happy and catchy rock song that people still remember today. Fun fact, Pilot was a band from Scotland and this was their only big hit. 15. Van McCoy and the Soul City Symphony, The Hustle. One of the most famous disco songs, it made the dance called The Hustle very popular. Fun fact, Van McCoy wrote many songs, but this was his only big solo hit. 16. Tony Camillo's Bazooka, Dynamite. A fun and lively disco song with a strong beat. Fun fact, Tony Camillo worked with many famous soul singers before this song.
on to me, baby. Ooh, let me be your ride.
17. Gwen McCrae, Rockin' Chair. A slow and soulful song with powerful singing. Fun fact, Gwen McCrae was married to George McCrae, another popular singer.
I'm feeling.
18. Morris Albert, Feelings. A soft and emotional song about sadness and love. Fun fact, Morris Albert had legal problems about who really wrote this song. 19. People's Choice, Do It Any Way You Wanna. A funky disco song that got people dancing with its easy rhythm. Fun fact, this was the band's only big hit even though they made other music. 20. Jigsaw, Sky High. A happy and catchy pop rock song with a positive message. Fun fact, Sky High was used many years later as a TV show theme song.
I'm 18 with a bullet.
21. Pete Wingfield, 18 with a Bullet. A clever pop song that talks about music charts in its lyrics. Fun fact, Pete Wingfield was a well-known musician who played on many famous songs.
I wanna do something freaky to you.
22. Leon Haywood, I Want to Do Something Freaky to You. A slow and funky soul song that later became very famous in hip-hop music through samples.
Honey, now I'm on my way, I'm fire.
Yes, I am.
23. 5,000 Volts, I'm on Fire. A disco funk song with strong singing and a great beat for dancing. Fun fact, Tina Charles, who sang with 5,000 Volts, later had her own disco hits.
Wild Cherry, Play That Funky Music. In the middle of the disco craze, Wild Cherry crashed the party with an unforgettable funky anthem. Play That Funky Music lit up the charts with its infectious bassline and shout-along chorus, becoming one of the most recognizable dance songs of the 70s. Ironically, Wild Cherry was a rock band trying to survive in a disco-dominated world, and this spontaneous jam session changed their lives overnight. Walter Murphy and the Big Apple Band, A Fifth of Beethoven. Walter Murphy took one of the most serious pieces of classical music and turned it into a disco smash. A Fifth of Beethoven electrified dance floors by blending Beethoven's timeless melodies with a thumping beat, showing that even centuries-old music could groove under a mirror ball. Murphy's unique idea made classical music cool for a whole new generation.
Look at me, I'm the disco dog.
Rick Dees and his cast of idiots, Disco Duck. Before viral hits were a thing, Rick Dees proved a silly idea could top the charts. Disco Duck was a novelty song featuring a cartoonish duck voice laid over a funky beat. It was cheesy, absurd, and completely irresistible. Rick Dees, a Memphis DJ, found himself a sudden pop star, even though radio stations banned his own record to avoid conflicts of interest. Starland Vocal Band, Afternoon Delight. Few songs captured the playful innocence of the 70s like Afternoon Delight. With its sweet harmonies and cheeky theme about midday romance, Starland Vocal Band rocketed to fame. Beneath the sugary sound, the lyrics held a wink and a nudge that made the song a guilty pleasure for many listeners.
Welcome back. Your dreams were your...
John Sebastian, Welcome Back. John Sebastian, former lead singer of The Lovin' Spoonful, delivered a heartwarming hit with Welcome Back, the theme song for the TV show Welcome Back, Kotter. With its breezy guitar and nostalgic lyrics, the song perfectly captured the spirit of returning home, resonating with millions who loved the show and the sentiment. Elvin Bishop, Fooled Around and Fell in Love. Blues guitarist Elvin Bishop struck gold with this soulful ballad, even though it wasn't his own voice that made it a hit. Singer Mickey Thomas handled the lead vocals, creating a powerful and heartfelt performance. Fooled Around and Fell in Love became a timeless love song that still tugs at heartstrings today.
Moonlight.
right.
Starbuck, Moonlight Feels Right. With its dreamy vibe and distinctive marimba solo, Starbuck's Moonlight Feels Right became a soft rock classic. The song was rejected by every record label they approached until a local radio station gave it a chance and listeners couldn't get enough. It's a story of persistence paying off, set to a mellow, breezy beat.
But maybe it's better that way.
Henry Gross, Shannon. Inspired by the heartbreaking loss of Beach Boy Carl Wilson's dog, Shannon was a tearjerker that took America by surprise. Henry Gross delivered the emotional ballad with aching sincerity, and the song resonated deeply with pet lovers and anyone who had ever experienced loss.
Thursday, Friday, happy days. Saturday, what a day. Rockin' all.
Pratt and McLean with Brother Love, Happy Days. Television and pop music collided when Pratt and McLean recorded the theme song for the hit show Happy Days. Full of 1950s nostalgia but produced with 70s energy, the song captured the spirit of the show perfectly. Its sunny lyrics and feel-good vibe made it an instant sing-along favorite.
I never cared too much for games, and this one's driving me insane.
Keith Carradine, I'm Easy. Actor Keith Carradine stunned audiences with his tender ballad I'm Easy, written for the film Nashville. His gentle voice and heartfelt lyrics earned him not just a top 10 hit, but an Academy Award for Best Original Song. It was a rare moment where Hollywood and the pop charts seamlessly blended.
How do you like it? How do you like it?
Andrea True Connection, more. Andrea True had a fascinating backstory as a former adult film star turned disco diva. With more, she delivered one of the era's steamiest dance tracks, combining a pulsing beat with sultry vocals. The song's catchy rhythm made it an essential soundtrack for the disco generation. Brass Construction, Movin'. Brass Construction exploded onto the scene with Movin', a high-energy blend of funk, soul, and jazz. The song's hypnotic rhythm and powerful horn section made it an anthem for partygoers. Movin' perfectly captured the spirit of 70s funk, encouraging everyone to get up and dance.
And be, oh, but at night I'm a junk food junkie. Good Lord, have pity on me, alright.
Larry Gross, Junk Food Junkie. Larry Gross delivered one of the quirkiest hits of 1976 with Junk Food Junkie. The humorous song pokes fun at health food enthusiasts who secretly crave candy bars and potato chips. Its witty lyrics and catchy melody gave listeners a much-needed laugh during the height of the health food craze.
Hey Shirley, this is Squirrely. You got your ears on.
Shirley and Squirrely, hey Shirley, this is Squirrely. This novelty song by Shirley and Squirrely brought a cartoonish sense of fun to the charts. Using sped-up, chipmunk-style voices, hey Shirley, this is Squirrely, told a goofy love story that captured the imagination of kids and adults alike, proving that sometimes silly sells.
Wham, bam, shang-a-lang, and a shy-la-la-la.
Silver, Wham Bam. Silver's Wham Bam was pure soft rock magic. With its smooth vocals and bright, breezy melody, the song became a laid-back radio staple. Although Silver never duplicated the success of Wham Bam, the song has lived on in movie soundtracks and nostalgic playlists.
My starship, come take me up tonight.
Norman Connors, You Are My Starship. Jazz drummer Norman Connors crafted a romantic slow jam with You Are My Starship, featuring silky vocals from Michael Henderson. The song's lush arrangement and cosmic imagery made it a standout slow dance favorite. It remains a cult classic among R&B and soul fans.
We just know now we're gonna make our dreams come true.
Cindy Greco, Making Our Dreams Come True. Best known as the theme for the sitcom Laverne and Shirley, Making Our Dreams Come True was a feel-good anthem about friendship and perseverance. Cindy Greco's bright and hopeful voice made the song irresistible, capturing the optimistic spirit of the show and the era.
Mary Hartman, Mary Hartman.
The Deadly Nightshade, Mary Hartman, Mary Hartman. This quirky and slightly surreal song was tied to the cult TV soap opera parody Mary Hartman, Mary Hartman. The Deadly Nightshades tune echoed the show's offbeat humor and became a minor cult hit, offering fans one more weird and wonderful reason to love the strange world of Fernwood.
1. Ariel, Dean Friedman. A catchy, quirky love song about a free-spirited girl from Paramus, New Jersey. Fun fact, Dean Friedman named the character Ariel after a real girl he once knew.
Betty, bam, lamb, Black Betty had a child. Bam, lamb, the damn thing gone wild. Bam,
2. Black Betty, Ram Jam. A powerful rock song based on a traditional African-American folk tune. Fun fact, some radio stations banned the song because of its lyrics. 3. Dancin' Man, Q. A disco song with funky beats perfect for dancing. Fun fact, the band Q never had another hit, and little is known about them. 4. Disco Lucy, I Love Lucy theme, Wilton Place Street Band. A disco version of the famous I Love Lucy TV show theme. Fun fact, it's one of the few pop hits based on a television theme.
do you wanna make love?
5. Do You Wanna Make Love? Peter McCann. A soft rock love song about romantic confusion and feelings. Fun fact, Peter McCann was better known as a songwriter for other artists.
Don't give up on us, baby.
6. Don't Give Up on Us, David Soul. A slow love song by the actor who played Hutch on the show Starsky and Hutch. Fun fact, this song hit #1 even though David Soul was mainly an actor.
Don't leave me this way.
7. Don't Leave Me This Way, Thelma Houston. A disco anthem about heartbreak and begging someone to stay. Fun fact, the song won a Grammy. 8. Float On, The Floaters. A smooth R/B song where each singer says his name and zodiac sign. Fun fact, people remember it for its unusual style and star sign theme.
Heaven on the 7th floor.
9. Heaven on the 7th Floor, Paul Nicholas. A fun pop song about falling in love in a high-rise apartment building. Fun fact, Paul Nicholas also starred in musicals and TV shows. 10. I Love New York, the Salsoul Orchestra. A disco tune celebrating the city of New York. Fun fact, it was tied to a tourism campaign but became a disco hit. 11. In the Mood, Henhouse 5+2. A funny version of the Glenn Miller classic performed by Clucking Chickens. Fun fact, it was made by Ray Stevens using a made-up band name.
I pull on my jeans and I feel alright.
12. Jeans On, David Dundas. A cheerful pop song about feeling good wearing jeans. Fun fact, it was first made for a jeans commercial and then became a hit.
24 years I've been living next door to Alice.
13. Living Next Door to Alice, Smoke. A soft rock song about secretly loving a neighbor who moves away. Fun fact, years later, a version added rude lyrics and became a second hit. 14. Slow Dancin', Don't Turn Me On, the Adrisi Brothers. A love song about dancing close but not feeling a spark. Fun fact, the brothers also wrote the theme for the TV show Nanny and the Professor. 15. Slow Down, John Miles. A mix of rock and soul urging people to take life more slowly. Fun fact, John Miles was better known in the UK and Europe than in the US.
Mist from the smoke of a distant fire.
16. Smoke from a Distant Fire, the Sanford/Townsend Band. A funky rock song about a partner who may be cheating. Fun fact, it was recorded at the famous Muscle Shoals studio in Alabama.
Telephone and you just show me where you want it and I'll put it where I can.
17. Telephone Man, Mary Wilson. A playful and cheeky song filled with double meanings. Fun fact, Mary used a baby talk voice style that made this a unique novelty hit.
Now the king is gone, and oh.
18. The King is Gone, Ronnie McDowell. A tribute song for Elvis Presley shortly after his death. Fun fact, Ronnie recorded it just days after Elvis died, and it became a hit right away.
Torn between two lovers.
19. Torn Between Two Lovers, Mary McGregor. A sad song about loving two people at once. Fun fact, the song was such a hit, it inspired a TV movie.
Trying to love too.
20. Trying to Love Too, William Bell. A soulful song about the pain of having feelings for two people. Fun fact, William Bell was a respected soul singer, but this was his only pop hit.
Undercover angel, midnight fantasy.
21. Undercover Angel, Alan O'Day. A dreamy pop hit about a mysterious nighttime visitor. Fun fact, Alan O'Day also wrote hits for other artists, like Helen Reddy.
In the end, we just disagree.
22. We Just Disagree, Dave Mason. A soft rock song about breaking up peacefully. Fun fact, Dave Mason was once in the band Traffic, but this solo song was his biggest US hit. 23. Whispering / Cherchez la Femme / Say Si Bon, Dr. Buzzard's original Savannah band. A stylish blend of jazz, Latin, and disco sounds. Fun fact, the band's sound was ahead of its time and influenced later groups like Kid Creole. 24. You Light Up My Life, Debbie Boone. A big ballad about hope, love, and faith. Fun fact, it spent 10 weeks at number 1, a record at the time. 25. You Light Up My Life, Casey Sisek. The original movie version of the same song. Fun fact, Casey sang the version used in the movie, but Debbie Boone's version became the famous hit. 1. New York Groove, Ace Frehley. This song was a big hit for Ace Frehley, who was the guitarist for the rock band Kiss. It was his only solo hit. Fun fact, New York Groove was originally recorded by a band called Hello before Ace Frehley made it famous. 2. Lotta Love, Nicolette Larson. Nicolette Larson's soft and sweet voice made Lotta Love a popular song in 1979. It was her only big hit. Fun fact, the song was written by Neil Young, a famous singer and songwriter.
Put on your dancing shoes.
3. Dancin' Shoes, Nigel Olsson. Nigel Olsson was the drummer for Elton John's band. Dancin' Shoes was his only hit song on his own. Fun fact, Nigel Olsson also sang backing vocals on many Elton John songs.
What you won't do for love.
4. What You Won't Do for Love, Bobby Caldwell. Bobby Caldwell's smooth voice and jazzy style made this song a classic love song. It was his only big hit. Fun fact, this song has been covered and sampled by many artists over the years.
Can you stay the night and love me in the morning?
5. Stay the Night, Farragher Brothers. The Farragher Brothers were a family band, and Stay the Night was their only hit song. Fun fact, the band later became known for writing songs for other artists. 6. Knock on Wood, Amie Stewart. Amie Stewart's disco version of Knock on Wood reached number 1 and became a dance classic. Fun fact, the original Knock on Wood was a hit in the 1960s by Eddie Floyd.
I got my mind made up. Come on, you can get it, girl.
7. I Got My Mind Made Up, You Can Get It Girl, Instant Funk. This funky song was a dance hit in clubs and on the radio. It was Instant Funk's only big hit. Fun fact, the band's name comes from their style. which is very funky and rhythmic.
Find such a woman to give him all the love he needs.
8. Such a Woman, Tycoon. Tycoon had a soft rock sound, and Such a Woman was their only well-known song. Fun fact, Tycoon was made up of studio musicians who played on many records.
Faster, get used to it.
9. Get Used to It, Roger Vaduri's. Roger Vaduri's had a smooth pop sound, and Get Used to It was his only hit. Fun fact, Roger was also an actor before becoming a singer. 10. It Must Be Love, Alton McLean and Destiny. This soulful song was the only hit for this girl group. Fun fact, Alton McLean later joined other music groups but did not have another hit.
Left me just when I needed you most.
11. Just When I Needed You Most, Randy Van Warmer. This soft ballad became popular and was Randy Van Warmer's only big hit. Fun fact, Randy wrote this song about missing his father. 12. Ring My Bell, Anita Ward. Anita Ward's disco song, Ring My Bell, was a #1 hit and became a dance party favorite. Fun fact, Anita originally wanted to sing a different kind of song, but Ring My Bell became a disco classic. 13. Makin' It, David Naughton. David Naughton was an actor and singer. His song Makin' It was his only hit. Fun fact, the song was the theme for a TV show with the same name.
For Saturday night.
14. Saturday Night, Herman Brood. Herman Brood was a Dutch rock musician, and Saturday Night was his biggest hit. Fun fact, Herman Brood was also a famous painter.
Heaven must have sent you.
15. Heaven Must Have Sent You, Bonnie Pointer. Bonnie Pointer's solo version of this song was her only hit after leaving the Pointer Sisters. Fun fact, the original version was by the Elgins in the 1960s.
Born to be alive. Born to be alive.
16. Born to Be Alive, Patrick Hernandez. This upbeat disco song was a worldwide hit and Patrick Hernandez's only big song. Fun fact, Born to Be Alive is still popular at dance parties today. 17. Driver's Seat, Sniff N the Tears. This rock song with catchy guitar was the only big hit for Sniff N the Tears. Fun fact, the song is often used in movies and TV shows.
Pop, pop, pop music. Pop, pop, pop music.
18. Pop Music, M. Pop Music was a fun and electronic dance song. It was the only big hit for M. Fun fact, the song predicted the future of pop music with its catchy electronic sound.
Come to me when there's
19. Come to Me, France Jolie. France Jolie was a young singer, and Come to Me was her only hit song. Fun fact, she performed this song live at a big disco party with thousands of fans.
While you were on the beach, were you dreaming all about your shaft?
20. Starry Eyes, The Records. This catchy power pop song was the Records' only big hit. Fun fact, the band was from England and had a cult following.
But hold on to what you got.
21. Hold On, Ian Gaume. Ian Gaume's pop song, Hold On, was his only hit. Fun fact, Ian was also a member of the band Brinsley Schwartz. 22. Video Killed the Radio Star, Buggles. This song was about how TV and video would change music forever. It was Buggles' only big hit. Fun fact, this was the first music video ever played on MTV in 1981.
Now what you hear is not a test, I'm rapping to the beat.
23. Rapper's Delight, Sugar Hill Gang. Rapper's Delight was the first rap song to become a big pop hit, making Sugar Hill Gang famous. Fun fact, this song helped start hip-hop music's rise to worldwide fame. If you loved this video, you won't want to miss this next one. Click here to watch another amazing video that you'll absolutely enjoy.